find validation from God and yourself. Be yourself, love who you are.
And I remember before we started shooting this, Timo was talking about identity. And the way like people are deriving their identity from the wrong things. Like how many followers, Timo, do you have on Instagram? I'm asking, it's a question. It's not a rhetorical question. It's just a true.
I'm not sure.
Like
But
roughly,
roughly.
roughly.
I got 1,000.
Haijafika
But let me talk
1,000.
about my Twitter account. My Twitter account is gonna 114 followers.
People have thousands. To Redefine Gospel YouTube channel where we are thriving in Christ. This channel seeks to handle contemporary issues and ultimately ensure that we are thriving in Christ. And so if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. So today we have some guests in our channel, and I'm calling this segment Candid Talks with the Squad. So it's a segment that I've just started, and I'm hoping to do maybe 2 or 3 more before the year ends. And today I'm with 2 of my great friends, and one of them I've known him for a very long time, another I've known just for a very short time, but trust you me, this woman is a powerhouse. So so be sure the things that you're going to hear, you just have to have a notebook and a pen today. So I will let them introduce themselves, then I'm going to talk about exactly what we are talking about today. We can start with a gentleman.
So hi guys, my name is Timothy Gishia. I'm born again. I've known Anne in my capacity as a youth leader in our church. We fellowship at the same church.
And my name is Tash, Kila and Tash Kabuba. I've heard him say he's born again, so I'd say I am a believer, but also I'm a struggling believer. I'm still on my journey, trying to understand Christ better and the Bible as a whole and what my life, you know what I mean when I say I'm a struggling believer. But I love the Lord. I'm so happy to be here and talk about this very important topic. I feel like we are going through so many things as young people, and it's good to get it from an approach of people who actually understand where we are at and people who are ready to talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, who will? So I look forward to the conversation.
So last week I posted a video on social media, Pressure, and they have like 3 of my viewers requested that I do a video on depression. And then I don't know, I think it's coincidence, like my WhatsApp, I've just been getting about depression messages. And then today my brother was telling me that someone came to church and was talking about depression and suicide. So I think this is an affirmation that we need to do this topic. So I think the topic is already out there. We are doing depression and suicide, and how do we approach it? What are the triggers to depression and suicide? And how do we ensure that we reduce these cases? Because these cases are a lot. And I was thinking, we are in this period in our country of KCSE and KCPE. And whenever results come out, we usually hear so-and-so committed suicide after she found she got a C or a C plus or whatever grade. Sometimes we find that it's because there is a certain standard that has been placed. So if you didn't get an A, I don't know what is your business in this life. So I don't know, Tash and Tim, but then I realized your names are like rhyming, Tash and Tim. So Tash and Tim, you can tell us, what do you think is depression? Because some people think depression is getting to that stage until you're like
or
mad,
mental health,
maybe you're going to Madare, and we joke about it. So what is depression to you, Tash?
So depression for me is not weed, first of all. You'll go crazy. Or other things that people think. It's really not going crazy only. It's part of it though. Depression for me is being at rock bottom. Like being in a place where you just don't want to live anymore. You just don't want to see people anymore. You want to be by yourself. You even don't like your own company. It's where you just have thoughts in your mind that are not the best kind of thoughts, where you keep putting yourself down. And it's really not a mad person. And it's okay to be depressed and to be stressed. And it happens. And to have struggles with mental health. So yeah, that is really what mental health for me is as in mental health issues are not only madness.
Yeah.
They are very big or small issues that you may be going through that are making you feel really low. Yeah.
And you, Tim?
I agree. I think mental health is one area that, as a church or even as a society, we've overlooked, and we've thought that mental health is only when someone goes mad or is insane and is referred to maybe Mathare. That's when we need to talk about mental health. But I think some of those small instances that we have encountered in our daily lives, panic attacks, anger outbursts, serious anger. These are some of that is what we really refer to as mental health. And if, as young people, we begin to tackle that among our generation, it wouldn't lead to such extreme cases, depression and suicide. When we decide to own it up and see really and look at mental health as it is and tackle it pale chini.
Yes, and I think the way we usually take care of our spiritual lives, our physical lives, is the same way we should take care of our mental health.
Yes,
and
very
it's
much
one
so.
of the neglected things. Like when you look
never
at
think
even
about
wellness,
it.
you never think about it because you're more of making sure your head is intellectually apt and everything, but you don't check, whatever I'm feeding myself, am I okay? We don't sit back and say, am I really okay? Because we are busy, we are being told Kenya is a capitalistic country. We're just getting papers, we want CVs, we want to get this and that, and sometimes we forget about our mental health. Yeah. So the next question will be, what are these triggers to mental health? You see, I read a post of a certain manager of PricewaterhouseCoopers. So he threw himself over 7 floors, like 2 weeks ago.
I saw that.
And when you think about a manager of PricewaterhouseCoopers, I think that is like a dream job for most people.
I may make it.
And then you're wondering,
What is disturbing you?
nini hauna? As in, where are you?
You would think, as a young person, having reached kwenye yako, like,
There's nothing else.
there's nothing else.
else.
Yeah, like that's everything.
That's all.
Yeah, so that got me thinking, then what really is causing depression? Because it's not necessarily being poor. Nimekuwa poor, I can't afford this, let me kill myself. So I think for me, the first reason why I think we are getting into these spaces and talking about mental health and depression and people killing themselves is because, number one, there are so many expectations the world has put for all of us.
So true.
Like right now, for Tash, once maybe you finished school, someone expects you to get a good job.
Oh hell, that's once I finished school. Last year.
Last year, by the way. Yeah, people expect you to have a very good job, and then after the job, you get married. So after 3 years, when you're having a job and you're not married, someone is like, Kwani, what's wrong with Tash? Because Tash is a pastor's kid. So what's wrong with this pastor's kid? As in, has issues. And then immediately into marriage, you're like, maybe even you've agreed, you'll take 3 years and then get a child. But the world does not understand
There's
that.
so much pressure.
Sometimes the KCP, KCSE thing, there's an expected grade each one of us was given. Like kuna hiyo, you have to get an
The whole family.
So sikopata A,
I'm thinking about my grade and I'm going like
you look at what you were expected to get and what you got, and then everyone is like, Kwani, what's wrong with this
And the
person?
minute you get that grade, kila mtu anapigiwa simu.
Mtoto wangu. And there's some who have to lie about their grades for the rest of their
and
lives.
that pressure.
And I know many people.
Wow.
Yeah.
People actually lie
To their parents.
Really, like,
And your parents will never find out. Kwa sababu ukitaka kudanganya kitu, utadanganya.
yeah, and you find the same pressure that we have as young people, the same pressure that our parents have. So if your kid alipata D, so you wouldn't be very comfortable. Utakuwa unaulizwa kila mahali, mtoto wako alipata nini, mtoto wako alipata nini, mtoto wako alipata nini. And so now there's so much pressure on performance. They would want you to perform.
And also another expectation is when it comes to, I think we have talked about it, being well in terms of economically. And there's a story I read of a certain lady who started a business, and she used to withdraw herself from family gatherings because everyone would be asking her, how is the business doing? And it was failing big time. So sometimes maybe you may start maybe a venture. Maybe you start, like, let me use the example of a YouTube channel. You start a YouTube channel, and people are like, umeanza kulipwa. nini yako subscribers wako bado wana struggle, it's struggling. So you get that pressure and you feel there's a certain place I'm supposed to be right now. So if I'm not at that place, then I'm missing it out. Or you find, have you seen these young people who are entrepreneurial, like they are entrepreneurs,
so many big things in their
big
lives.
things, and they are like 20. So everyone is like, what are you doing with your life? I don't know if you have ever asked your friends, unafanya nini na maisha
And now,
yako?
the same case, like for instance, Wewe is Anne, you would be a source of so much pressure on the rest of us. Now our parents who know you and see what you're doing, so be like,
Unaona Anne. What are you doing with your life?
Ako YouTube.
What
are you doing with your life?
They don't care what you do. They just know.
So
you're on TV.
Pressure, you're a source of pressure.
A source of pressure.
Yeah, but
anything that is said here that goes contrary to what you know about me should not be used against me.
But basically,
that is true.
Sometimes our parents, and this is very key, our parents get to compare us with the rest of our peers. Have you had your cousin? Your cousin was able to kajitapia kazi, saizi anakaa peke yake na anafanya 1 or 2 things. What are you doing with your life? You get? And we are all in a journey and writing our own stories. And our stories are not the same. We will never be the same. And so now our parents are really feeling, and I know some of our parents are watching this. To our parents, that is not right. Your son is unique in his or her own way.
Sure.
And to the young generation, do not succumb to that pressure. Do not succumb to that pressure.
Ask me, don't.
If
Pastor's kid talking, just say.
Provided you are focused and you know what you want in life. Anne is a lawyer, and even if my dad would tell me to be a lawyer, law is not my vibe, you know. So provided you know what you want to do with your life, do not succumb to pressure.
And so, and then we are hormonal youths and everything, so we get into relationships and everything. Tash, do you have anything to say? You know, Tash is like,
I'm saying, okay, I can't say I have really gone through a very big heartbreak that has broken me to a level, but I will say that about friendship, because people always think of heartbreaks to do with boy-girl relationship, but I will tell you, I have been at bad places because I lost a friend, or things are not working out for me. Like in my life, I know I have gone through a lot, feeling like nobody wants to be my friend. No one likes being around me. Nobody likes me anyway. I'm just too much, or I feel like there's something about me people just don't like. So those kinds of things, I know they they weigh on someone. They become really, like, you can't even carry that kind of weight, that you don't have friends in your life, you're alone and nobody wants to hang out with you. They don't think you're cool enough, you know, or you're not pretty enough, you know, especially young people with social media and everything. If you're not going out to Java and at cafe and doing urban eatery and all these fancy restaurants that people want to take pictures in, if I can't afford that kind of life, no one wants to be my friend, because tutashinda kwetu na kwetu hakubambi, you know what I'm saying? So I have had to struggle with friendships, and I think that's something we have to think about, because people actually go through like depression because of friendships.
You know, I remember, like, most of the times when I would hear people talking about heartaches, I would think of boyfriend, girlfriend.
Exactly.
Until there's a time we were not in good terms with my BFF. And if you're watching, you remember. But we were not in like good terms per se. And then you see these relationships, you have another, like an intermediary. So the intermediary is coming to tell you this and telling this other person this. And you know, I would stay like in the night and I'm like, silali, because I'm thinking about it. And I was like, but see, in friendship, like, but friendships are really important, because people have been even, like, they define themselves with friendship. So especially if you get a friend who is like so cool, and then I end it. So you're like, Quenny, I'm not cool enough. So I think failed friendships and relationships, they really affect people. You've heard of crimes of passion. There are people kill each other or
kill themselves
because of failed relationships. Yes. And then you've talked about social media, like about social media and the pressure.
There's so much that affects young people. You want to look a certain way. Everybody is wearing this kind of outfits, especially for girls.
Yes.
Everyone wants that human hair that is like 40,000.
Everyone is wearing an off-shoulder.
An off-shoulder. Everyone is doing all these kinds of trends. People are trending, and you're not trending, and you can't afford those trends. You can't afford that 40,000 shillings human hair. So unaenda kununua Dubai Street kale ka kako ka 2000 bob and you're okay. You know, there's so much pressure on social media. People trying to tell you who you should be, or you know, you want to be like someone else. You know, you want to be the trendsetter. You no longer want to follow their trends. But how do we actually realize that it's okay to be ourselves and we're really, really cool just the way we are? And if people want to be our friends and they cannot accommodate our personality, you shouldn't want to be their friends as well. You know, you be yourself. That's what we should be. That's what we should strive to be, ourselves. And we are beautiful. Who like people want to be validated by so many other people or by so many kinds of lifestyles, but you should find validation from God and yourself. Be yourself, love who you are.
And I remember before we started shooting this, Timo was talking about identity. And the way like people are deriving their identity from the wrong things. Like how many followers, Timo, do you have on Instagram? I'm asking, it's a question. It's not a rhetorical question. It's just a true.
I'm not sure.
Like
But
roughly,
I would talk about
roughly.
roughly. I got 1,000. But let me talk about my Twitter account. My Twitter account is gonna 114 followers.
People have thousands. Okay, like for example, let's talk about Instagram. It's Ajafika 1,000, and then maybe you have this IT tech person who is also a photographer, who is also this and this. Nakona like 20,000. Now wana like you wana 18,000 people. Like almost engagement yake iko tu.
Na amepost picha tu moja.
Na amepost moja. Una posting like the team walienda post. Timo alikuwa na post every time. Like unaingia tu timeline unapata tu Timo kishia sijui nini and all
I
that.
got a few likes.
You got a few likes. You get. So I feel like sometimes people are so much obsessed about their likes. And let me tell you something. We have always been told that you don't worry about the numbers and don't know what. But you know it's not that easy.
The pressure is real.
Not that
pressure
easy.
is real.
Like when I was entering, I don't know what's the English word for this, but when I was joining YouTube, I had watched a lot of Christian videos, and we were being told, like most of them would say, don't focus on the numbers, you know, these are souls we're talking about, don't look at the numbers. And I went with that mentality, but sometimes I couldn't help. Like the first thing nikiwa nimeboeka hivi YouTube wangapi wame-subscribe na refresh wangapi wame-watch. It's not that easy, but I think it's something you grow. Like slowly by slowly you're able to grow, but the pressure is real. Like we can't run away.
And let me just say something. Like when I was in high school, when I was finishing high school, I had that thing. I was going through a lot of pressure, and I used to feel really cool. I'm just saying. I used to feel really cool. So I remember watu wako wameingia IG hizo time zote. IG ilikuwa imetokea. So me I was on Instagram kitambo. I was telling my friends, you know these fake accounts that Iggy Azalea and all these singers. I was like, Iggy Azalea follows me, Rihanna follows me. Because fake accounts are following me, and I was really feeling myself. And you know, and then my friends started getting on Instagram and they started getting 2,000 followers, 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, and I'm like, when I'm no longer that pretty, am I not prettier than who I
discover Instagram?
You know, because I felt like I discovered it. Me no nilikuwa naongea. So I feel like also there's a journey and the pressure is real. And I remember I had to get to a point where I was in such a good place that I actually realized, by the way, it's never that serious. And I realized that my Instagram is my album. I show what I want to show, and it's not for people to be all over my Instagram or my social media. Just being at a place where I realize this life, it's all worth it. What is worth it is your happiness, your mental health. Looking like unajiangalia, you think about what you're going through and being like, oh wow, I'm in such a good place. And on that note, I would like, as we talk, I'd like to talk about techniques and how to feel better. Like I remember I used to get panic attacks sometimes. I remember how I used to sit down for like 3-5 minutes and just be like I do the breathing thing, and I always tell my parents that I'm doing the breathing thing. Sometimes and you know that breathing thing really helped me because I used to really calm down. I'm just saying. So yeah, the pressure is real. It is real. It's so real.
And then even when you think about pressure, now that is pressure like from social media. So there's this religious pressure. By religious pressure I mean you're a born again Christian. For example, Tim is the chairperson, has been the chairperson for a very long time in our youth. So like someone like Tim, there's a standard that is expected of him. So God forbid, before I say this statement, Nisha said God forbid, if Tim impregnated a girl today,
No, that is true.
impregnated a girl today, na mtoto akazaliwa, the pressure that would be there.
Not even mtoto kuzaliwa. If he did that today, the pressure of, should we really keep this child? You know, this is the world today.
Oh
Should we
sure.
keep this child? And not because he doesn't want the child, but because what watasema
You're
nini?
thinking about the society around.
Yeah, the society
watasema
around
nini?
What would they say?
And then afterwards, even if tuseme mtoto azaliwe with all those pressures and everything, when Timo is like 40, there will be that guilt of sin. Like atakuwa akifikiria, I did this, I did that. Sometimes even as young people, tumejipromise, I won't take alcohol, I won't do this, I won't do this. Then you go to school, you go to that bash, you do exactly like opposite everything ulikuwa umesema hutafanya. Unafanya that thing. So sometimes we have guilt of sin, and it's like inatukula ndani, and slowly by slowly we get into depression without even knowing. Like tumekuwa tukifikiria like nimefanya hii, nimefanya hii. As in hata Mungu akikuja sahi, and then you start thinking about it, and without knowing it, mental health yako tu iko like zero. So I don't know, mmekuwa na guilt of sin ama nini?
No, I think for me I would relate to that example you've given, because it's something that I've thought about. Because
Kwani ulikuwa na plan kufanya nini Timo?
No, it's something that I think about, because you could be culpable to maybe that thing happening, and you've thought about it like really. What if they might apart a ball? What would the society think? You get, you know, everybody would think like, wow, you don't give a hoot, but really, you're thinking, wow. Unenanga tu vitao kila mtu kwa like, hey, sasa Timo, hi, sasa.
Praise God.
Hey, praise God. You know, and there's so much pressure like from society around you.
Even with the pastor's kid getting pregnant in Motaratara. You know, I've thought about it, and I've thought, Tash, if I got pregnant today, you know, things happen, I would run away. I would go live so far away, because the pressure around us is immense. And you know, I don't want to break down.
And now that brings us to this point here. Where our identity is really based.
Yes.
Are you really founding? And I remember giving this example once in some forum. Mko kwenyu alafu stima zimepotea. Now it's totally dark. It's around 7, 8 or 9. You get. And so now your dad, for instance, I'm the last born. So my dad would atuniambia yeshi agira toshi, and they are torch. You know. And so I would wake up. I mean not wake up. I would stand. And then it's totally dark, you're not seeing anything in a normal setting, and so you would go trying to hold, like unatafuta, you're trying to sense, so that unaweza ona mbele. And I feel this is what this generation, this is what we're doing. We're trying to find identity in a dark world in so many other things. It's a dark world. Stima zilipotea kitambo sana. And so we're trying to like attach ourselves on, you know, in stuff like social media, like ukishikilia social media uachili, you know, unashikilia vitu, and then you move on. Relationships, you get. And what would the society say, unaona, and what will this happen? But really, if your foundation is God, think about the prodigal son. You're talking about this situation where Timo, or an average believer who's watching this, who maybe impregnate girl or amepata ball. What would God do? Think about the prodigal son. When he went back, he was met with love. You know, and if that is your foundation and all the society, if that is your foundation, and all that, and realizing that God forgave when he died on the cross, he said it is finished. Meaning that sin that you committed, and the sin that you will even commit, that was dealt with by the cross. It is finished. So what would kill you is not even the society, is what you're thinking the society is thinking about you. So when it is settled in your heart that this sin that has just happened right now is forgiven, was dealt with at the cross, and will still live an impactful life as a believer or as a young person, that my foundation is not IG, my foundation is not, you see, for instance, if you had, think about some of these players, They have endorsements by they're from maybe Nike, Nike and other labels, Adidas.
Puma.
So now, listen. So assuming maybe someone like Cristiano Ronaldo or any other player is got, let me give a good example. Kevin Spacey was a very good and prolific actor. He acted in a series we all love, House of Cards.
Yeah.
So season 1, season 2, season 3 was a very amazing seasons. And then Kevin Spacey was caught in the recent wave where sexual, sex meaning, where ladies were coming and saying,
Hashtag me too.
yeah, hashtag me too, yeah.
Me too.
And
Yeah.
ladies came wakisema, wow, we were harassed by Kevin Spacey, we were harassed. Guess what happened? Kevin Spacey was at the top of his game at the time. He was a lead actor, sitting down directing House of Cards. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, me, I used to watch House of Cards because of Kevin.
Yeah.
And then
happened.
it happened. You know what happened? House of Cards will drop.
Wow.
And so
Iliendelea.
iliendelea, and a new season is coming 2018 kisha or 2019 without him. See, if his foundation was on House of Cards, think about where he is right now. And I've always thought about Kevin Spacey. I love him. Okay, I get.
Msimpige.
Yeah.
It's okay. We get you. We get
But the thing is, think about where he is right now.
Yeah.
If his foundation was that movie. And also, how could you do your movie peke yake? There was another movie that was set to release. They scrapped him off and set another person.
Yeah.
So,
Hold
your
that.
foundation.
Yeah. Hold that thought there.
Yeah.
No, I understand from our director. By the way, we have a super director, but directors waoneshanangu kwa nini. So, hataka hivyo. We are around 20 to around 30 minutes by the way. So we are going to cut this part. Be sure to catch us next week. We'll be having a part 2 of this. Second part. You can't afford to miss it. So, and if you've not subscribed, no shafika hapa. Like umewacha hadi hapo. Hapo chini, like there's a red button. Click on that subscribe button. And by the way, I forgot to say in the middle of us talking and all that, if you have like another trigger that you think causes depression or something of that sort, comment down below. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear what you have to say about this. So God bless you. This is Redefined Gospel YouTube channel where we are thriving in Christ. Remember, God loves you a lot. Bye bye.